At 74, Kurt Russell finally tells the truth about Kevin Costner. Kurt Russell was born on March 17, 1951 in Springfield, Massachusetts. His real full name at birth was Kurt Vogel Russell. He grew up in a family that loved entertainment and show business. His dad, Bing Russell, was a famous actor who played many different characters in movies and TV shows. His mom, Louise Julia Russell, was a professional dancer. Kurt started acting when he was super young, almost as soon as he learned to walk. Being around cameras and movie sets from such an early age made him feel totally comfortable in front of the camera. This became one of his biggest strengths as an actor. When he was a kid, Kurt loved to play pretend games, play sports, and spend time on movie sets. All of these experiences helped build the foundation for his amazing future career. He became an actor who could do it all: action scenes, funny moments, and serious drama better than almost anyone else. Kurt's acting career started incredibly early in his life. In the early 1960s, when he was still just a kid, he became really famous across America. He starred in many television shows and movies made by Disney, and people loved his natural charm and his talent for making people laugh. Even Walt Disney himself, the man who created Disney, said that Kurt was going to be a huge star. This made Kurt a big name in family-friendly entertainment. A lot of young actors get stuck playing the same kind of roles forever, but Kurt didn't want that to happen to him. He wanted to grow and try new things. So he actually stopped acting for a while to chase another dream: playing professional baseball. Kurt was a really talented baseball player, and he played in the minor leagues. Unfortunately, he hurt his shoulder badly, and the injury meant he couldn't play baseball anymore. This was sad for Kurt, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. He went back to acting full-time, and this decision ended up being amazing for Hollywood and for movie fans everywhere. When Kurt came back to acting in the 1970s, he was totally different. He wasn't just the cute kid from Disney movies anymore. He proved he could be a serious, tough, and exciting actor who could handle intense drama, action-packed adventures, and complicated characters. One of the biggest turning points in his career was when he started working with a famous director named John Carpenter. Together, they made some of the coolest and most memorable movies of that time. One of these movies was called Escape from New York, where Kurt played an anti-hero character named Snake Plissken. Snake wore an eye patch, had a deep, rough voice, and was unlike any hero people had seen before. John Carpenter also directed Kurt in another famous movie called The Thing. In this movie, Kurt played a character who was calm, determined, and intense. The movie became known as one of the greatest science fiction horror movies ever made. These movies didn't just make Kurt famous, they changed the way action and horror movies were made. Kurt became known as an actor who wasn't afraid to take risks and play unusual, bold characters. As the years went by, Kurt showed everyone just how talented and versatile he really was. He could go from playing tough action heroes to funny, lighthearted characters. He could play cowboys in old-fashioned Western movies, and he could also play thoughtful, emotional roles in serious dramas. Some of his most famous movies include Big Trouble in Little China, Tombstone, Overboard, Miracle, and Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2. In every single movie, Kurt brought warmth, humor, toughness, and heart to his characters. People loved watching him because he seemed both friendly and powerful at the same time. Movie critics often praised him for being consistent and dedicated to his craft. Whether he was playing real people like the famous hockey coach Herb Brooks, or jumping into wild, fantastical worlds full of aliens and adventures, Kurt always gave performances that felt real and honest. Kurt Russell's movie career in the 2000s and 2010s continued to show off his amazing range and star power. In 2001, he played a character named Michael Zane in a movie called 3,000 Miles to Graceland. This was an exciting action movie about a daring casino robbery. Kurt's character was an Elvis Presley impersonator, which means he dressed up and acted like Elvis. He brought a cool mix of charm, charisma, and danger to the role, which fit perfectly with the movie's action, suspense, and dark humor. His portrayal of Michael Zane showed that he could play quirky, interesting characters that left audiences entertained and wanting more. In 2004, Kurt made a big change and starred in Miracle, a movie that critics loved. This was a biographical drama, which means it told the true story of real people. The movie was about the 1980 U.S. Olympic hockey team and their incredible journey. Kurt played Herb Brooks, the brilliant and tough coach W. Ho led his underdog team to an amazing gold medal victory against the powerful Soviet team. This was one of the most famous moments in American sports history. Kurt's performance was absolutely incredible. He showed Herb Brooks's intense personality, his genius coaching strategies, and his deep emotional connection to his players. This role proved that Kurt wasn't just an action star. He was a serious, talented actor who could bring real historical figures to life in a believable and powerful way. In 2007, Kurt tried something completely different and a bit darker. He appeared in Quentin Tarantino's movie Grindhouse, specifically in the part called Death Proof. In this movie, Kurt played a character named Stuntman Mike, a dangerous and morally questionable stunt driver. His villainous character added a scary, thrilling edge to the film's over-the-top style, showing that Kurt was comfortable playing characters who were both threatening and charming at the same time. That same year, he also appeared in a film called Cutlass, which allowed him to explore more personal and emotional moments on screen. This proved once again that Kurt could adapt to any genre or type of character. Continuing his streak of great performances, Kurt starred in Touchback in 2012 alongside another actor named Brian Presley. The film was written and directed by Don Handfield, and it explored themes like nostalgia, second chances, and how the important choices we make in life stay with us forever. Kurt's presence in the movie brought weight and emotional depth to the story. His experienced acting helped ground the narrative and made the film feel credible and heartfelt. Through all these different roles, from action-packed thrillers and true-life dramas to edgy independent films, Kurt consistently showed his extraordinary range and lasting appeal. He captivated audiences of all ages and solidified his legacy as one of Hollywood's most dynamic and compelling actors. In 1979, Kurt Russell married an actress named Susan Hubley. This was an important moment in his personal life during a time when his career was growing in Hollywood. The couple met while working together on a biographical film called Elvis, where both of them acted together. Their connection on set quickly turned into a real-life romance. Their marriage gave Kurt a sense of stability and companionship, even though he had a very busy career. Kurt always valued family and home life, no matter how famous he became. The marriage brought them a son named Boston Russell, who was born on February 16, 1980. Having a son added a new layer of joy and responsibility to Kurt's life. Boston was born during a time when Kurt was navigating his evolving career in film and television, trying to balance being a rising star with being a good father. However, after 4 years of marriage, Kurt and Susan's relationship ended in divorce in 1983. While this was challenging, the separation was friendly and respectful, and both of them were able to continue their careers and personal lives independently. After this chapter closed, Kurt Russell began what would become a long-lasting and beautiful relationship with actress Goldie Hawn. Their connection started in the early 1980s and was based on deep mutual admiration and a shared sense of humor. These traits became the foundation of their partnership both on screen and off-screen. Interestingly, Kurt and Goldie had actually worked together almost 20 years earlier in 1968 on a musical called The One and Only Genuine Original Family Band. This early collaboration planted the seeds for the amazing chemistry they would share later in films like Swing Shift and Overboard. These movies allowed audiences to see the genuine affection and playful dynamic between the two actors, which reflected their real-life relationship and made them one of Hollywood's most admired couples. Kurt and Goldie's relationship became even stronger when their son, Wyatt Russell, was born on July 10, 1986. Wyatt grew up watching the unique combination of Kurt's rugged charisma and Goldie's bubbly, joyful charm. This special blend influenced both his upbringing and his eventual career in the entertainment industry. Beyond their work and family life, Kurt and Goldie have lived a remarkable lifestyle together. They own multiple homes across North America that reflect their personal tastes and their desire for privacy despite being famous. These properties include a home in Vancouver, British Columbia, which offers a peaceful and beautiful retreat, a place in Snowmass Village, Colorado, known for its gorgeous mountain views and winter sports, an apartment in Manhattan, New York, which gives them access to culture and city life, a house in Brentwood, California, a quiet neighborhood in Los Angeles, and a home in Palm Desert, California, which has a warm, resort-like feel. Each home represents a different chapter of their life together. These places allow them to balance being in the public eye with having private, peaceful time together. They reflect Kurt and Goldie's shared love of travel, comfort, and family-centered living. At 74 years old, Kurt Russell, the legendary Hollywood actor whose career has lasted more than 60 years, has finally opened up about his longtime colleague and sometimes contemporary Kevin Costner. He revealed insights and thoughts that fans have wondered about for a long time but never heard directly from Kurt himself. Kurt is known for being honest and straightforward about both his work and his personal life. He spoke with the calm confidence of someone who has watched Hollywood change and evolve from the 1960s until today. He didn't just talk about Kevin Costner as an actor, but also as a professional who has navigated the same high-pressure, demanding industry that has required excellence and resilience from both of them throughout their entire careers. Kevin is one of those rare actors who has this natural ability to draw people into the story, Kurt said. When he's on screen, you feel it. He doesn't just play a character, he lives in it. It's a kind of honesty that's hard to teach and even harder to sustain over decades. By saying this, Kurt highlighted a special quality in Kevin Costner that has made him a lasting figure in cinema: authenticity. Kurt emphasized that while some actors rely on gimmicks or short-lived trends to stay relevant and popular, Kevin Costner's appeal comes from a steady commitment to his craft. He has an intuitive understanding of storytelling and a genuine connection with audiences that goes beyond superficial charm or just being a big star. Kurt went on to describe his personal interactions with Kevin over the years. He recalled specific moments on movie sets that showed both Kevin's careful work ethic and his down-to-earth personality. "We've crossed paths on various projects, and what always struck me was his focus," Kurt said. "Kevin prepares like it's the first time he's ever been on a set, even after decades in the business. And yet he's approachable, down-to-earth. Someone who can make a scene feel effortless while quietly carrying the weight of responsibility for the whole production." Kurt's comments also touched on the subtle friendship and mutual respect that often exists among actors of their generation, especially those who worked in Hollywood during its transitional years when the industry was changing. He noted that while the movie business can sometimes be unforgiving, with egos clashing and creative visions colliding, Kevin managed to keep both his integrity and his collaborative spirit. He earned respect from his peers without ever becoming overly defensive or confrontational. "It's a balancing act that few achieve," Kurt continued. "And Kevin does it without drawing attention to himself. That's the kind of professionalism I admire." What makes Kurt's reflections particularly interesting and compelling is the combination of admiration and honesty. He doesn't just offer surface-level praise or generic compliments. He digs deeper into what makes Kevin Costner special, even among the very best Hollywood actors. Kurt explained that Kevin has a natural grasp of timing, both comedic and dramatic, which allows him to navigate complex scenes with a subtlety that many actors miss or don't understand. "There's this rhythm to what he does," Kurt noted. "A pacing that feels natural but is incredibly difficult to execute. You don't see the work he puts in, but you feel the results. That's artistry." Kurt's observations also highlight the idea that true respect among actors comes from witnessing consistency, commitment, and a willingness to continually challenge oneself creatively. By sharing these insights, Kurt offers fans a rare glimpse into the private admiration that can exist behind the camera, which is often invisible to the public eye. Most people only see the finished movies, but actors like Kurt see the hard work, dedication, and talent that goes into every performance. In closing, Kurt spoke about the broader significance of relationships in Hollywood. He reflected on how connections built on mutual respect and genuine talent shape careers over the course of decades. I've seen a lot of people rise and fall, sometimes for reasons beyond their control, he said. But Kevin's career is a testament to staying true to yourself, to your vision, and to the people you work with. That's something I think about a lot looking back at my own journey. There's value in loyalty, in consistency, in quietly doing your job well. Kevin embodies that. Kurt's words give us a rare window into the mind of a veteran actor looking at his peer with both affection and deep insight, a combination that reveals the subtle truths behind Hollywood friendships, rivalries, and mutual admiration. At 74 years old, Kurt Russell doesn't just tell the truth about Kevin Costner, he elevates it. He shows fans why Kevin Costner remains a figure worth celebrating, respected not just for his star power, but for his artistry, integrity, and enduring professionalism.